Thank you, Dave. My name is Srini. I'm from Citrusfeaf. Obligatory introduction. The interesting thing here is not the slide. The first time when Brian and I, my co-founder, were working on Citrusfeaf, one of the first meetings we attended was Cloud Camp by Dave. And definitely this is a great environment to kind of interact with people like you and get ideas, and also actually we went off and built the stuff, and now we're even funded. So thank you, Dave, for doing this. Really appreciate that. The only thing I want to say about Citrusfeaf here is that the 5 nines you talked about, we're still searching for the nines. We've been running for a year now in production, and no outage so far. A lot of wood to touch, but I think that's hard to do, and that's what I'm going to talk about a little bit today. So the topic of the day, is about high velocity data, but I'm not really going to talk about a lot of high velocity data. Oops, am I just? Okay, I'm going to talk about high velocity user data. So there's a lot of applications which have been developed, as all of you know, over the last 10 years, essentially making it really important for a variety of websites and other applications to know about their customers. This kind of user data has been growing by leaps and bounds. In a wide variety of areas, indicated display advertising, of course, with real-time bidding happening, and the kind of trends there are very simple. In the past, maybe even like 5-6 years ago, it used to be that people would sell display advertising based on the locations that a user visits. And then what quickly happened is the internet kind of keeps fragmenting, and the volumes of people attending each of those fragments is huge. And really what people wanted to do was to find out the real user they're trying to sell to. And the technology also kind of, all of the hardware and the multi-core SSDs, memory, all of this advanced enough. And also one cannot ever underestimate the software knowledge of things like the Dynamo paper from Amazon. How do you build network systems, clustered systems, and also the old database technology is also relevant. But all of this together enables us to build these systems which can actually handle some things like real-time bidding, where within 50 milliseconds you can actually get enough information about a user and have multiple people bid against a display ad. Pick the ad you want to show, pick the winning bid, and then the rest of the 50 milliseconds or 100 milliseconds you have to show the ad. All of this is happening today, and that's very, I think, interesting. There are also a couple of other things I talked about, which are there on the slide. I just want to go through one example of real-time matching, which I've been kind of involved in as part of the Citrusfeaf effort. And essentially what happens is, you have a whole bunch of internet requests showing up, and then there's a bunch of users you want to store, and then you want to find out for that particular user, pick the data, write it, read it, things like frequency cap and so on. And I've just shown certain non-proprietary information there, 500 million objects, 100K plus seems really small operations per second, but I don't want to give away anything about what we are running right now. Those are the kinds of numbers that we actually want to kind of deal with for such high velocity user data. A quick thing on, again, this is a lot of it is drawn from the experiences we've had at Citrusfeaf. I thought that would be kind of interesting. I mean, what do you have to do to kind of service such a system? You definitely want to do have a very good distributed system. Typically, a shared nothing DBMS is critical, in my opinion. I'm an old school database guy from a long time ago. Without that, I don't think you can scale and produce the high availability and high performance together. It's just not, one could spend a lot of money and do it, but I don't think it's really possible in a cost-effective way. So, a couple, I think I have one more minute. So the kinds of technologies you want to deal with is, I think, one of the things I've learned, we've learned in the past couple of years, is that maintaining consistency is really important. So all of these are basically ideas about doing both databases and networking together. And one needs to have self-management of a very high nature in order to be successful. And this is kind of a summary. You can actually use a unique set of functionality to get the high return on investment needed. And this we've found to be how you kind of launch a bunch of high velocity data applications for users. I think my time's up. And I have only one more thing. Dave said I should propose a breakout session, and I'm of course proposing something I'm interested in. How do you do high transaction rates and high availability at the same time? It is actually a hard problem, and frankly, to me, it is very interesting. So